welcome to another week of Spikes and Heels. I'm Sabrina.
I'm Gwen.
And make sure you stay tuned for this whole show because we're going to have a special guest. And so you got to stay tuned to see who that is, okay? But first of all, I knew that we would be better with Heineke. I never knew that we would be 5-1, 6-1 with him as a starter. Now, it's not all because of him that we're winning. But at the same time, I just think he gives us a whole nother mojo than Wentz ever could have. Girl, we 7-5. As of today, we in the playoffs if it started today.
I was at the game. Me and my family, he woke up the shot, and it was just a blessing to be there. It was rainy. I was like, oh, my God. But in true Washington football, Redskin commander fashion, it went down to the wire. Those type of games I do not like. I would take a W any day, but I don't need to take aspirin on my way out the station, stadium, because my heart is palpitating. That was crazy. But I do commend them. They did a red zone stop. We are on a roll with 6-5. It's amazing how the season feels so different now with him at the helm.
Yeah.
It just does. I have to commend the B-Rob is on it. You heard me.
That man do not go down on the first contact or the second contact. He keeps them legs moving and gets those extra yards. He's just showing you. And it's amazing to me. This man was shot in his legs. And he is this strong, this powerful, getting them extra yards after the contact.
Did you see that touchdown?
Girl.
When it took up, man, I almost lost my mind. I was falling over the seat. I was losing my mind. It was such a great game. Like I said, too close to call for my comfort, but I'll take a W any day. So we are here. We are going into this next game against the Giants. This is where it gets a little crazy for me because I feel like they're going to play us super hard. Well, because we have almost the same record, baby.
And let me go back. I wanted to say something too about that Falcons game. I remember in times past, when games were really super close like that, we would always lose those games. Always.
So when the other day, let's keep it real, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. And so
we lost. So it's like.
Yeah, I remember when Sweat jumped off sides in that Falcons game, I was like, here we go. It was 1st and goal. That was an automatic first. They already 1st and goal. I'm like, we can forget it. And the defense somehow pulled it out. That lets you know, to me, that this team has turned over a new leaf. Something is different. It's not the same as it was before. I'm not saying we Super Bowl bound like I want to say, you know what I mean? But it's something.
You better not, because then you sound like those crazy fans.
We know who we talking about. Everybody in the country know who we talking about. But yeah, I just feel like something is different and we're trending in the right direction on the field, off the field with all that behind the scenes stuff. God knows what that is.
Even with all of that stuff, we still winning. That's the thing. You know the fortitude and the positive energy that it takes. Like you said, B-Rob just getting shot a couple of months ago, and now he's performing and playing like this. It's all working to our good. Which again, I pose the question. I want to leave Chase out as long as we can. I don't want him to come back right now. I don't, because I feel like 2 more games and if we get 2 more wins, we in the playoffs.
The next 2 games that we have, with a bye week squished in between, is the New York Giants. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I think these 2 games can tell the rest of the season.
Yeah.
If we split with them, I think we're good. But if we could somehow beat them in New Jersey,
oh my goodness.
That's a game changer. I think if we beat them in New Jersey, we could sweep the rest of this season, except that 49ers game makes me nervous. Except the 49ers game. But other than that, I think we could sweep the rest of the season if we could manage to beat them in New Jersey.
Okay, we'll see.
Oh, girl, this is too much.
Come on, real. Come on. I got my outfit ready, Sabrina. I'm ready for him to go incognito on us, Sabrina.
So you going to the game? So you going to the game, right?
We'll see.
Okay. We have a special guest here today, Mr. Riley Captain. Those of you who are from the DMV will recognize this man's face. He is all over everything dealing with the Commanders. Nice to meet you officially, Mr. Riley Captain.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you this. You may say I ain't telling you that. But what I want to know is, what is your first name?
Stephen.
Stephen.
So I've just been calling him Riley.
I know, right? I've been calling him Riley.
I won't answer the Stephen, but anyway, I'll give it to you.
Okay, so now everybody knows that secret. Rally captain's name is Stephen. We're not gonna ask him for no other parts of his name, the whole full name. Okay,
No,
Gwen.
you're not gonna get the government. Come on now.
Oh, okay. We're happy with Stephen. Okay.
We are, because look how we got our names listed.
Yeah.
Because I went to the Dallas game by myself, and I was like, I'm gonna go to the tailgate party. And I saw this guy with this big W, and I was like, wow, his outfit is on point. Let me take a picture. So I took a picture. Let me take a picture. When I got back home, I gave it to Sabrina. She was like, Gwen, do you know who you just took a picture of? That's Riley Compton. He's all over. I was like, Sabrina, I don't have an idea. So then when I went to Philly, I saw him again. Then I said, this is God. I got to get him. I'm just in awe of your love for the Commanders because he had a rally on, was it last Saturday?
Yeah.
And the support that was there, everybody was there. We had a great time. I was introduced to the new Commanders rally theme song. I loved it. That song is on 1,000 rally as well. So is that public
Commander
now?
Stomp.
Can everybody hear it now?
Yeah. Commander Stomp by Mellow T. Yes, it's public. You
Wow.
can get it on all your different streaming sources.
So let's just get into the questions. I had my own set of questions. Sabrina had hers, so we blended them. So I want to know, when did you first fall in love with football? Like, was it your parents or just being a guy? Like, when did you first start really following football?
Oh, it's a rite of passage being a boy. Come on now. You know how
I
that
know.
is.
Did you play?
Yeah, I played from high school, a little bit of college. That's about it. Nothing
You
more
did?
than
You
that.
played in college?
Yeah, just a little bit.
What
Oh,
position did you? What
wow.
position did you play?
I was a punter and I was a defensive end.
Wow,
So
those
punting
are
got
two totally different things. Okay.
Oh yeah, I could
yeah.
kick the ball now. That's one thing that I could do.
But are you from DC? Did you always like the Commanders, or did you have another team when you were coming up?
No, originally I'm from St. Louis, and my dad was in the military, so you know how that is. Military brat, you move all around, that type of thing. So I was a old St. Louis Cardinals fan back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah. Then of course we moved and they moved, so I couldn't get with the Arizona Cardinals. So yeah.
Okay.
got
And
it.
so how did you end up here? Just the military?
Yeah, my dad. Yep.
Okay.
One of the last duty stations was Atlanta, and I decided to stay in Atlanta. And really, Atlanta wasn't what it, when I was there, it wasn't basically what it is now. That was like 89, 90. I mean, it was coming up. It was, it was about to do some things, but then the Olympics came. And then when the Olympics came, it's basically when I left, it came up here. So I've been up here ever since. So you might as well say, even though I'm not born and raised, you might as well say I'm a transplant. I'm here. You know what I mean?
So were you in Atlanta when Dion was there, or was that a little bit after? Like when did
That
you
was
miss
after.
Dion? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was after.
Okay.
But so the thing is, I was told that I had no loyalty because where we moved, this is before they had direct TV and you could watch your favorite team on television or whatever have you. So believe it or not, don't crucify me on this, but we lived in Texas.
Oh Lord.
And there was a rite of passage that my high school coach said, you will at the Dallas Cowboys. So
Oh, see, he done taught you wrong.
I had to. When you in Texas though, that's just, you get brainwashed like that. You gotta like the Cowboys. I mean, that's just how it is. So I was, for this long, I was a Cowboys fan. Don't tell nobody. I switched over to the right side though.
Yeah, that's right. You landed in the right place. So when did you become rally captain? How did this whole thing come about?
I'd say it was 2013. A young lady by the name of Stephanie Dawkins. Shout out to Stephanie. She went on one of my trips, and she said to me, she said, Stephen, you know what? I'm looking at everybody around you and just how you get people together, how you really rally people together. She's, you know what? I'm gonna start calling you rally captain. And that was probably 2013, I think it was.
Okay.
It just stuck.
You started traveling to away games in 2013, you saying?
2012.
2012. Okay.
2012 was the 2012 was the first time that I started traveling, and then I started my own company in 2013. SB Events. You could probably see the sign behind me,
Okay.
SBEvents.net. You might be able to see it could be backwards. I know how that
No,
is.
it comes through very clearly.
Okay. Yeah, so SBEvents.net is my company, and it's a travel agency. I'm the CEO of it, and for the away Commanders games, I arrange trips, airfare, hotel, game tickets, transportation from the hotel to the game and back, and depending on how big the group is, even we'll have a party down to wherever location we're at.
So do you just arrange trips related to football, or you arrange other trips as well? This is your chance to shout out what you do. Go ahead,
Oh, I'm a full-fledged travel agent. So as my side gig, I work for the government like a lot of people in this area do as a main hustle, but my side hustle is travel, and so I do a lot of that, and I basically, because of that, allows me to be able to go to a lot of these games. Everybody always that's one of the first things they ask me, because I haven't missed a game since 2014, home or away. They say, how you get to go to these games? And so because I'm an agent, that allows me to do that, as well as people say, well, how do you get the seats that you get? I can't
That
believe
was one of our questions.
That's one of our questions.
I always
That's
see you in the
coming
front
up.
row. Well, I'm also a ticket broker. So, I mean, my father told me, he said, son, you got to have 6 streams of income in this world if you want to make it. So, I'm trying my best to do what I got to do, because we're not going to be here forever. You're not going to be able to work forever.
So how many stadiums have you been to? So you've been to all of them yet?
No, not yet. I'm missing Pittsburgh, and I'm missing Cincinnati, and I'm missing SoFi. But we played
SoFi.
Yeah, I knew the newer ones, but I'm gonna be honest. Pittsburgh seems like that could be a doable one because we're on the East Coast. So how did you miss Pittsburgh?
Well, we played Pittsburgh during COVID, and they weren't allowing any fans. And then when I missed Cincinnati, well, I didn't miss it technically. We played Cincinnati in London. And Cincinnati was the home team. So Cincinnati and the Redskins back then, we played in 2016, I want to say, in London. So I went to that game. So that's why Cincinnati has not been seen yet. But we played them, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, I looked at the futures schedule. I want to say it's 25. We play Cincinnati, I want to say.
Because that's one of the things I want to do now. So I want to visit as many stadiums as I can. Because I just started trying. Believe it or not, when I met you in Dallas, that's the first time I ever traveled anywhere by myself. So now that I've done Dallas, the Eagles, ours, I want to do the Giants. That's next Sunday. And I want to starting next year. I want to pick 2 away games every season and go, because I think that's how you accumulate, you start getting them. But I want to ask, what's your most memorable moment, game or moment, since you've been a Commanders fan or traveling since 2013?
I'm gonna say 2012 when RG3 beat Dallas.
Thanksgiving Day. That's my game, Ron.
Yes.
That's the game. We had a question a couple of shows ago, and they asked me what's my memorable moment, and Sabrina could tell you I picked that game.
Yes.
I said that's the game. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
For me, it was beating them on Thanksgiving, being in their stadium.
And see, they told me you can't never come back because the song that was out at the time was Lil Wayne, I Ain't Got No Worries. And I was just shouting that from the top of I was shouting, how I could put it together, I was putting it together. Look me in my face, I ain't got no worries. They told me they said you can't never come back because I clowned the heck out of them. I sure did.
That was
I would have loved to been there.
Yeah.
Now, are there any games that you haven't missed any games? Have there been anything like in your life where it was like you almost missed one because so and so was sick or work, or has there been games where you almost missed it, or this beats everything?
Nah, I can't say that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't say that. I mean, everybody know if it's Washington playing, I'm gonna be there.
All right.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be there. I think I may have. You know what? I'm trying to think. we may have come close, but wound up rearranging some things so I can go. Yeah.
So who's your favorite Commanders player, past or present?
Wow. I mean, I'm not gonna go the easy route and say Sean Taylor. I mean, but he is near and dear. Obviously, we just had the memorial for him.
I was there.
Yeah, the unveiling of his I forgot what they call it. It wasn't a statue. They call it a
oh my God.
Roddy, come on now. Please help us with this.
Tell us what you think.
You gotta tell us what you think, because we haven't did our recording of our part yet, but please give us your honest opinion. And I'm gonna give you, I was there. I was there. So help me with this, Roddy, because I'm how do you say, Sabrina, twist in between?
Yeah.
So
well, the thing is, I think that, see, they use a certain word, and I can't remember what it word. It wasn't a statue, and it wasn't. I can't think of the word that they used, and you probably will be able to go back and later find out what this word is. But everyone in their mind had the word statue in their mind.
It was memorial or something like that.
Well, it wasn't a memorial. It was, and forgive me for not knowing what the word that they said. Is two words that they said that they put together, and it kind of just blew over everybody's head, and everybody thought statue, because I immediately thought that it was going to be like, have you been to Baltimore Stadium, the Ray Lewis statue outside the stadium?
Yeah.
That Peyton Manning has a statue outside of the Pro Stadium. That's what I was expecting it to be. And so I also have a podcast with my co-host Tailgate Ted of the DMV Mess Hall, and we talked about it. And I was shocked because in my mind I thought it was going to be one thing, but just because I was shocked, or I may have disliked it, so to speak, once I heard his daughter Jackie say that she liked it, basically I said, well, who am I not to like it? If the family likes it, nobody else can't say nothing about it, regardless of what you may think. If the family's okay with it and they're cool with it and they help put it together, then everybody else need to be quiet and just watch their mouth, for real, for real.
I mean, I want to know, though, is this one of those things where the family said, oh, yeah, it's great, and behind closed doors, they're like, what is this? Like, do they have the ability to say, what is this mess? You know what I mean? Like, would they actually say?
I on it, Sabrina, if you was there, I got part of the recording from the whole speech. They were in on it, like the uncle did the wall behind.
Okay, that's different.
And they were in on it. I was startled. You could see the thing. My phone was shaking like this. Like, is this it? Because I was the same way. I could have did that because I got his jersey and I could have bought some. But you right, Riley. Once I heard her say it was their vision, it was what they wanted, I had no more comments. We had to get behind her because our hearts bled for her when that happened. You know.
Right.
So when she said she was a part of it, they were a part of it, they were okay with it, I was like, I gotta shut up now.
And that's how I was. Now I will say this: the encasement is nice. I mean, that lit background and how they got it. I mean, that's real nice. You know, I wonder, do they turn it off at night or do they keep it on?
We could drive past and see if we can see it. Because it's right there in the Hall of Fame on the M132. For those who go to the stadium, go to 132. The Hall of Fame section is supposed to be there forever in that spot.
That's my section, so you know it's got to be nice.
He got a section, y'all. Look at
man,
that is my section.
Now since I met him, I see him. Everybody say, I saw him. I was like, I need one of them dream seats. But so we'll talk about that offline, Ryan.
Right. But you know what? We interrupted you. I interrupted his train of thought when he was saying who his favorite player is, and we got off talking about Sean. So who is your favorite player, past or present?
It's very difficult to say. I mean, because we've had so many great players, whether it was Art Monk, Doug Williams, or Gary Clark. I mean, all that whole Super Bowl run. So I got a name. Those are three right there. So I'm sorry if I can't give you one, but I got to pay homage to all of them. And believe it or not, somebody else who I like was Chris Cooley. I like Chris Cooley.
I actually had his jersey.
Yeah, me and Chris could talk. I mean, when he would come to the different rallies when he was a part of the rallies, the away game rallies, me and him could talk and just chop it up, and he was just a cool dude.
Yeah, he seems like a real cool dude. I hate that he's not on the radio anymore too. It's just
Yeah.
he got disappeared, but
I think he's out in Wyoming on his ranch. Yeah.
Okay, good for him.
Okay, good for him. I'm glad it ended well. So how many players? So you do have a relationship with past and present players?
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that we on first name basis or whatever have you, but they know who I am. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I'm not gonna sit here and say, yeah, everybody knows who the captain is. No, they don't. Some of them do, and some of them don't. I'll say this: when we were in, where were we? We were in Houston, and you know the story behind my chain. You know, a lot of individuals want to put it on, and I tell people, no, I can't let you put it on. Only the players get to put the rally chain on. So I saw Chase. He was warming up. Obviously, he didn't play, but he was just doing his pregame warm up, you know, flexing and everything. And I said, Chase, you mind putting the rally chain on? And Chase said, nah, I ain't putting that on. I feel kind of slighted because only the players get to put the rally chain on. So I feel a little slighted. I did.
So tell us the story behind the train, because I'm not familiar with it.
I don't know either. Yeah.
But you see so it's called the rally chain.
Mm-hmm.
The W. It's called the rally chain. So before I had the W, I had the actual Redskin medallion.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And if you go back to some of my pictures prior to the name change, I had a Redskin chain. And then after we changed to Washington football team, I changed that up and I went to a smaller W. Okay. Well, once we made the new emblem in February 2nd, 2022, I switched it up to the current logo. So even back when I had the rally, the Redskin rally chain, players will put that on like in training camp or practices, whatever have you. I got pictures with them with it on. Matter of fact, Terry McLaurin is wearing the W, the big W. Jahan Dotson, Taylor Heineke, they got it on.
You got six pack? That's what I call them. Six
He don't know who six pack is.
I was like six pack. I said, okay. So yeah.
That's a great story because I always wondered why. It's like that's a great story.
Who made the W for you?
No, we're not gonna get into that now.
Oh, I was trying to shout out the maker, like maybe we could put him out there. Okay.
Okay, no problem. So this is a question. This is another question I wanted to ask you. So the name change, Commanders. Was it your pick? Sabrina and I had a show, and we basically had like a list of 10, and Commanders was definitely in there. And we told our audience, it's one of these names. It's in here somewhere. You have to figure it out. I was leaning more towards Warrior because I like the WW thing. But so it came out with Commanders, and I was not happy. I even said, I'm not buying nothing. And I promise you, I bought everything. It's grown on me to where I love it now. You know, were you happy with the name and love it now, or loved it always, or what?
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. We all have our names that we thought that we would like. Like I like Red Wolves. I like how Smoot would say, "Woo!" You know, it would just have everybody howling in the stadium. But then when they said Commanders, do they pay my check? Do they pay me any money?
No.
Nope. So they could be named the Washington Pixie Dust for all I care. I mean, that's just how I feel. That's not everybody, but for me, it didn't affect me one way or the other because I'm not getting paid by the team. You know, I'm not. They didn't technically didn't pay me to consult me. You know, so whatever it is what it is, and I'm gonna get behind them because I like the team. The name is for real. I wish it could have stayed Redskins, but I understand. I understand. And everybody always tries to get me to conform to what they think. And I said, no, it'll always be in my heart. No man, that ain't going nowhere. It's in my heart. But the fact is, okay, it's the Commanders. We're gonna roll with the Commanders. If it was Red Wolves, we roll with the Red Wolves. If whatever it was, we're gonna roll with it. Because ultimately, what choice do you realistically have? Either you gonna switch to another team, which I heard people say that nonsense, which they did, and I said good riddance.
Oh, they actually did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they couldn't take it. I'm like, if you that
They'll
butt
be
hurt,
back.
I don't know. But I said, you that butt hurt because of a name. I mean, I was in the military, so we taught adapt and overcome. You know, that's just how it is. And like I said, they're not putting no food in my mouth and not paying me. So just roll with it.
I was mad. I was so mad. I cursed on our show. But over time, I got over it because I came to the conclusion, as you just stated, is this life or death? Is this a $5 issue or $5,000 issue? Do you have any power to change it? And does it change your love for football or the team? And all the answers were no, it's not that important. So, and now, as you can see, I rock that W on everything, Commander on everything, but I still keep my Redskin stuff too. I'm a collector now of all the Redskin stuff. So
right. Well, I will say this. Each year I do a throwback game for what I wear all my Redskin stuff. I have one game to where I will always pay homage to them, and that's going to be the last game of the season against the Cowboys. I will be wearing all Redskin stuff.
So let's talk about our season now. We 6-1, best record in the last 7 weeks. We on the right. We got to go in East Rutherford on Sunday. We got to hold it down. I'm so excited and anxious at the same time. How do you see us ending this year? And are we going to make the playoffs?
Well, they say two more games will get us in. So if we can win 2 more games, we will be in it. And if we were to play right now, if the playoffs was to start next Sunday,
we're all in.
Yeah, we will be going to Minnesota and playing them. So you'd see me in Minnesota. You know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it. To be relevant again. I mean, for the longest time, you know, during this time of the season or a couple of games a little bit later from now, we wouldn't have anything to play for. But I will say this. If you watch me on the NFL Fox broadcast that I did with the other NFL NFC East fans,
I saw that. Yep.
I said that the Giants were the team that scared me. And the Philadelphia Eagles fan was like, "Oh, they don't bother me. They don't Giants don't scare nobody." But I said I don't want to see them. I said that, and so I for whatever reason, when games mean something to most to us, the Giants got our number and they just kick our butt. So I'm hoping that this is a little different because they got a lot of guys who are coming off of. They've been injured. They got a lot of guys who are coming off of injury who are making their way back to the squad this week.
Yeah.
Out of all weeks, this week.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say that if we could shut down Saquon, I don't know that they have the receivers. I think if we can shut down Saquon, I think we got it. That's what I think. I think they run off of Saquon. If we can keep him from getting started, I think we got it.
Well, the thing about it is Saquon in the past hasn't hurt us. Daniel
Jones.
It's
a tight end.
But I'm saying I don't think their receivers
Daniel Jones has hurt us with his feet. Daniel Jones is the one who has hurt us with that read option. They kind of had that same type of play that Philly does. And you saw what happened last week with Mariota. Mariota killed us for that first half. So Daniel Jones's arm is a lot better than Mariota, but he has the same type of wheels that Mariota has. So I believe we can shut Saquon down, but the quarterback is somebody who's always unaccounted for. And if we don't spy him, I think he can have a long day with us. He can make it a long day with us.
We don't do well with mobile quarterbacks.
Correct. But I still don't think that they have the receivers that scare me.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't have any household names, but they tight end like I'm sorry.
Gwen.
Gwen. Like Gwen said, the tight end, he's coming back off of injury. So we better look out for him.
I was killing them in my fantasy football, and they could never figure out how. without, I promise you, don't, I can't, I'm a true fan, Riley, but I would just see who the tight end was or the opposing team we were playing and pick that tight end for that week. Because we don't do well with big dudes. And the Giants tight end, whatever his name was, wasn't it Ty one year or Ryan or somebody? Man, I got like 100 points off of that dude because he got like 4 touchdowns one day. I'll never forget it. And I was like, why don't we do well? So I started watching the pattern over the last couple of years. We don't do well, especially with our linebackers line up on those tight ends. It's just terrible. So I say, and he coming back off an injury. I'm very nervous. I'm like 50-50 whether I'm going to go or not. I promise you, because I'm very nervous. But we got a plan. We got to see them before the bye and after the bye.
I'm like, they're going to schedule makers going to do that like that. Why would they do that?
Back to back.
That's the way the schedule people did it, you know? Yeah. All we can do is play the team who's on the schedule.
So are you confident with Chase coming back? Like I told Sabrina, I would rather him stay out because I still don't think he's 100%. I feel like he was rushed back. But everybody tell me you wrong, Gwen. Let him play. Let him play. I'm just a little nervous though.
Well, the thing is, I feel as though if the doctors say he's good, then he's good. But mentally, is he good? I believe as much training as he's done on that leg, he wouldn't be able to be at this point if it wasn't. The thing that makes me nervous is right now our defense has a cohesiveness that is really technically we don't need him. I mean, and it's sad to say this, or maybe it's good to say. No, I'm being for real right now.
We just had this discussion. Yeah.
So I asked Sabrina, do you take your defense with Chase or no chaser? That's how I posed the question. So go ahead, elaborate for us.
Yeah, I think that right now, I'm not gonna say we don't need him. Let me, because I don't want no haters to be like, yes, we do. What I'm saying is, right now we're doing well enough without him, and you also got to look at this. It's a difference from running on the track, running on a treadmill, trying to get yourself in shape. Football shape is totally different than being in shape, if that makes sense. You know, when you're trying to get yourself together, you're not putting your body up against that another 300-pound man trying to fight. You know, you're running, you're getting yourself in shape, but it's not the same. It's not game time shape is different. So I say if he's 100%, bring him back. Let him get the feel of it, but put him on I don't know, 10 plays, however many plays, you know, because he's gonna let you know how he feels. And if he feels good, when you see him start to get winded, pull him out. You know, pull him out. But for right now, I'm saying, which is a good problem to have, I feel as though he could still
let him heal. Let him stay out. Let him heal.
Yeah, I feel it. But the thing is, he is healed. He is healed.
Okay.
It's mentally.
It's been long enough.
Is where it is. It's mental. It's mental, and is your wind up, because this is almost gonna be like a preseason game for him.
Right.
And right. You know how tired they get in preseason. You got to build your wind up. Look at B Rob. B Rob is just now getting himself together from being out, from being shot. Yeah. He said it. So it takes a while, you know. But if we were to bring him in and let's say we beat the Giants 2 games in a row and we solidify that playoff spot, oh, definitely bring him in for the playoffs. Bring them in, because we gonna need all the help you can get.
Yeah, we're gonna need them.
Yep.
So we're glad that you've been with us. So we have your sbevents.net. Tell us what events you have coming up. What do you want the people to know that you have coming up?
Well, if by chance we make the playoffs, that's gonna be the next trip. Going to wherever stadium or city that we go to, and it's gonna be a quick hit. So be prepared to have a credit card ready, you know. And I don't control the prices. That's one thing I need people to understand. So if they say it's gonna be too expensive, you know the saying, you got to pay to play. I don't control that, but that's gonna be the first thing. Looking at doing some trips to Cancun, you know, Bahamas, the touristy, trendy type of trips. and I'm always putting stuff together if somebody wants a package anywhere.
Okay.
Well, I know who to use now.
Okay. And so the best way for them to reach you is sbevents.net.
Yep, you can send me a message, or you can reach me on my business cell at 571-322-6584. 571-322-6584.
All right. Well, you have heard it here first. You're gonna get all your trips through Mr. Riley Captain.
That's right. I'm going with you now, Riley.
Otherwise known as Steve, y'all. Don't forget that.